You don't even know how to respond right now.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the I'm Here For It podcast. Whatever you got going on in life, good, the crazy, the messy, the sad, the happy, whatever, I'm here for it. Our guests are here for it. This podcast is here for it. And if you found any of these episodes meaningful, would you just do me a solid and click that like button, subscribe, follow? What really helps is if you're listening on Spotify or Apple, just to rate it, or if you're on YouTube, to subscribe. That way you get notified when new episodes pop up. You won't have to miss it and won't get lost, and you'll get to hear these amazing conversations in my beautiful voice. Wow. Yeah, probably not that part. Anyway, we're here for it, and thanks for being here. I have a guest today. This is the first, man. I've never had any of my colleague friend pastors on here. So my friend today is a good friend. Somebody I respect a ton, I look up to. He's going to hate that I say all this stuff. I've shared some pretty deep life stuff with, and we've sat around a table and shed tears together, laughed together, had all kinds of crazy experiences together. And so welcome my good friend, the pastor of Faith Church, a big, fun, awesome church in Allentown area, Joe Henseler. What's up, man?
It is great to be here. I'm in for it. I'm embracing all of it.
Hey,
I am.
You hit the podcast title and the book title.
Yeah, and I am a Josh Ott fan, so it's like anything Josh is touching, I'm in for it. I like the way your brain works. Even how you signed up for this podcast, my gosh, it's awesome.
Was it easy?
Yeah. I mean, your landing page, and then I'm getting texts telling me, don't forget, you idiot. Don't forget, you idiot.
I've never actually seen how those go out. That's not from me. That's from the system.
Yeah, but you set it up.
Yeah. It's a matter of like, okay, how do you make this as easy as possible?
I mean, but I'm telling you, it was great. It was like super easy. We didn't even talk. You and we never had one conversation about me being on this.
About us having an hour-long conversation.
Yeah, it was all AI. It was all artificial. There was someone out there representing Josh, and
is that crazy?
It's all. I mean, again, it speaks to your ability to research and understand technology and make it work for you.
Well, it's part fun, and it's part. If I'm going to do an episode a week, I got to make it as easy as possible.
Yeah, but you do the hard work up front.
Yeah,
and then you don't have
just push play.
Yeah,
and let it go.
You're good like that.
It is wild though that we didn't have
not one. In fact, I wasn't even sure. I thought I was going to show up to some place. Like, is this actually what? Like, is it
real? Some scammer.
It's like, is this actually happening? Is Josh really going to be here?
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, what's funny on my end, right? Like, so I go and send you the invite, right? So like that part was me, and that puts you in the system. And then I hadn't heard from you. We hadn't talked in a while. You were busy.
Life was just happening.
You had crazy stuff, getting back from sabbatical.
Did you get a notification that I signed up? Were you like,
yeah,
or you didn't even get a
no, I did. Know. I did. But it was like a while since, like you got the invitation pretty early. Like you were one of the first batch that I sent invitations out to. And then like, when was it, last week or 2 weeks ago? It just pops up on my phone. I'm like, oh yeah, Joe. Like there's.
I was bored and I was reading back through texts and I'm like, oh, there's a podcast. That'd be fun. I'm like, let's go. Josh is always ahead of the curve on stuff. And I'm just like, let's go. I want to ride shotgun with Josh.
That's cool. I want to ride shotgun with you.
Well, usually it's usually you driving.
Dude, it gets weird if you got two people in shotgun.
Yeah, listen, I am all for you driving.
Thanks, man. It's good to have you on here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And what's interesting about this conversation is you're a pastor, and I'm a pastor. And sometimes these conversations on this podcast are, go spiritual, and sometimes they don't. And I have a whole lot of listeners that could give a crap about church, You know, like
Yep.
they don't care. I have a bunch that really care, and I love that about my audience. I love that about people in general. So I thought it would be like super interesting to have you on here because one, people get to see kind of who we are and what life is like, and we get to talk about stuff that maybe people don't get to hear pastors talk about. And I found like lots of people have preconceived notions about what we do. And yeah, so I just thought this would be a really interesting conversation.
I mean, I think, and probably what makes our friendship fun is you couldn't have two more unlikely pastors.
Yes.
So, I mean, to me, one of the reasons I think we click and we resonate and when we have our conversations and we meet is our conversations could be like serious conversations about Jesus and the Bible. Could also be serious conversations about what's happening in our family and life and how hard being a pastor is. Could be a serious conversation about wanting to hit the eject button and get away from church. A serious conversation of how do we do church without it being churchy or feel like, because I think both of us, if you would have told our younger selves that we would be doing what we're doing now, we'd be like, there's no way on God's green earth that I would ever be a pastor.
Dude, it's 100% true. And we've had all those conversations.
Yep.
And sometimes I like, you're having those conversations and I've thought before, like, I wish just everybody could hear how these conversations go. Now, we don't speak for all pastors, right? And there's plenty of unhealthy people out there in every place. And neither of us pretend to have it all together or have all the answers. But I do think it's a super interesting opportunity for us to just kind of like pull the curtain back. Not that we've ever pulled the curtain shut, but like, and kind of let people see the real us. And one of the things I love about you is you can't not be transparent. And that's kind of how I am too. Like, that's just part of who you are. And that's part of what drives this whole podcast is let's have real people on here and have real transparent conversations about life, about faith, about whatever, and just be here for it and see what happens.
I'm here for that.
Yeah. I've heard you've been really transparent up front in front of large crowds. I've been in the audience watching you speak at a conference for leaders and pastors, and you share stuff in a transparent fashion. That I would characterize as brave. I've done that too in different settings, and I think that's one of the things that initially, man, really made me a Joe Henseler fan and friend. Like, you have that. You're very transparent about who you are, about what you're going through, no matter the setting. You think that's just who you are? Or is it something you have to work for? Is it just like you can't help it?
Yeah, it's interesting to think if God is real. It's like we're on this podcast, we could say a lot of ifs.
Yeah.
But this would be, if I was teaching in front of my congregation, I'd be saying this.
Yeah.
If God is real and he made me, then he knows me and understands me. And I'm a guy from North Jersey. I live here in Pennsylvania, but I can't get away from Jersey and who I am and what I grew up in and the kind of family. It was super direct.
Yeah.
Very honest. Never pulling punches. People have built-in BS detectors.
Yes, dude.
And it's like, that was true in my house. That was true in my neighborhood. And if God wants me to be a mouthpiece for him, he knows me and knows what I've come from and wants to actually make me a better version of me. But the better version of me includes, here's who I am and what I think and how I process.
Yeah.
And why would I be a different person on stage in front of people than I would if you were sitting at my kitchen table? I'm going to be Joe, and it's the same Joe in every space. So, sometimes I feel like the courageous part of speaking the truth and being authentic in pastoral ministry is there's uptight Christians that want you to conform to the image of what a pastor should be. Which is buttoned up and, so the years that I wore ties, and now I'm like, I hate ties. I hope my suit smells like a funeral home. The only time I ever use a suit now is like, if I have to, but even then I ask people, do I have to wear a suit? Like, it's not who I am.
Yeah.
But I had to play the part for a long time until I realized, no, I'm not going to, this is not who I am.
Yeah.
So probably struggle most with Christians who want me to conform to the image of what a pastor is supposed to be.
Dude, that's a problem a lot of church people have. Like, they want us to look like what they want us to look like. They want our families to look what our families want to look like. And it's really creating like, I don't know, I want to say like a false idol or a fake image. And it's probably what unchurched people can't stand the most. Right? Like this inauthentic picture of somebody acting like they have it all together and talking down to everybody. It's just not real.
Yeah, I mean, and again, that's the courageous part is probably bucking the Christian system.
Yeah.
Not being the same Joe on the sports field as I am in my backyard as I am. So, I don't know, talking in front of leaders and talking about the true authentic stuff. It's like if the leaders can't handle it, I don't even know. So, yeah, I think it is natural for me to have a BS detector.
Yeah.
And I can smell BS from stage or from a podcast, and I don't want anything to do with that. So if I'm going to be on a podcast or on a stage, I'm going to be honest. And I don't know how else to be.
Anyway, man, yeah, you've been down south because your middle son just got drafted. You were watching him play some baseball, right?
My oldest son.
Your oldest son. Yeah, sorry.
Son. Well,
middle son is doing awesome stuff, man, serving in our military. Youngest son, phenomenal volleyball player, doing his thing at a really cool college. I don't want to give too much information. But so that all says to me, like, holy cow, you're busy. You got a lot of things going on.
Yeah, life is busy. And, your kids are just a little bit younger than mine.
Yeah.
Mine are all adults and sort of we're empty nesting. And, yeah, parenting adult children is interesting.
Yeah.
Really different to have, to trade control for influence. And just to, like, what does it mean to influence my sons? And just because I have insight into something doesn't mean I have permission to say it.
Yeah.
And so it's like it's learning. It's a lot of fun. We're like, becoming more friends.
That would help a lot of people.
What?
That last sentence, like just hearing that as your children get older, like, hey, you just because you have an insight into them and you understand what is going on in their life and you've to watch them grow does not mean that you necessarily have permission at some point to speak into it.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot of family tension because people still keep thinking they have the permission that they had when that kid was 14.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. And I think if relationship is number one in parenting, you want them to ask.
Yeah.
Give you permission. Like, hey, Dad, what do you think? Or, Dad, I was thinking about blah, blah, blah. Do you have a perspective versus the amount of times I want to offer a perspective that it's like that if I offer that perspective, they're not looking for it and it's just going to cause tension.
So here's this segues into something I wanted to do with you that I have not done with any other guest.
Oh boy.
Let's do a little segment called Fix One Thing.
Okay.
We're jumping into that early. So you just got to be like one thing.
Fix one thing.
So we'll start with parenting. Like you have some perspective now. Your kids are older. You've raised some very successful young men who are men of character. I've had the awesome opportunity to meet these guys. They're great guys. You have a great relationship with them. What's fix one thing? Fix one thing about parenting.
Fix one thing.
Not about your parenting, about parenting in general.
In general. Yeah. I mean, there's a couple things that pump to my mind right now, but I'm very concerned about the use of technology. This has been a major experiment in 2005 to 2008 when technology came out and we got iPhones and Samsungs, and it was a years of experimentation. The experiment phase is over. The science is very clear how technology rewires biochemistry and changes developmental process.
Yeah.
And so, especially among young kids, to give children an iPad for hours on end, to give young teenagers social media, this is not the lecture of an older guy going, the new stuff is junk. It's like, no, there's science and fact now. we've beyond experiment, and this is reprogramming young minds. And the reason there's so much violence and anxiety, fear, depression, suicide in our society among young people is hugely influenced by the giving of technology by adults. So if you're out there and you're the parent of a elementary school kid, do not give them technology at young ages. It's not an experiment anymore, and it's not a babysitter. It's going to developmentally impact them in negative ways.
And that's the hard part. So like you got, I don't care if it gets me in trouble, right? Like, but technology can become an easy babysitter, and life is hard and stressful. And so you have parents that are strung out from the pace of life, and they're tired and they're exhausted, and they're coming home from work. Some of them working 2 jobs, and you have kids, and parenting's hard. And sometimes the kids are a pain, like you love them no matter how much you love them. They drive you crazy. It's like, stop asking me questions and all this stuff. And I got to get dinner ready, and it's crazy. And then it's just so easy to go here. And then they're quiet for an hour because you just handed them a phone, or they have their iPad on. And it's crazy to me, like how much the age just drops and drops and drops, and I'm on all the social media stuff, like I'm on and I have been on TikTok and have a ton of followers on there. And it blows my mind when somebody who is my youngest age finds my thing on TikTok and follows me, and I'm like, what are you doing on here?
Yep. Yeah, and it's, again, there was an age and a day when we didn't know.
You didn't know.
But now we do.
Yeah.
And it's like, so if I could fix one thing in parenting, in education, it would be like, you are not using technology, internet stuff at young elementary school ages. Like, no. And then how do you deal with it as with older teenagers? You got to start giving them opportunities to learn from it. You can't close it off and put your head in the sand.
Right.
So what does it look like to gradually teach kids the value, teens, young adults, the value of technology, so that they can think critically about it and not be developmentally totally rewired, which is what's going on.
And some of that stuff is like turned into an epidemic, man.
Why are we surprised that there's violence and anxiety and suicide and depression? It's a part of the algorithm. And again, it's going to sound like I'm like some old fuddy-duddy pastor. It's like, if you knew me, that's not who I am at all. No. I'm not driven by fear.
No.
At all. And I'm not an anti-technology guy. I'm just, you look at what it's doing. And now there's enough science, enough data across the board. Even educators are finally getting to the point where they're stopping using stuff in schools because it's just promoting it. It's like, no.
I agree 100%, and I use all this technology, and I have a social media presence that I've used, hopefully for good. But I also know what it's like to get sucked into scrolling TikTok, and next thing you know, you look up and it's 4 hours, and you've just digested garbage for 4 hours, and it's rewiring the dopamine system in your brain, and it's designed to do that. Like, because these apps, they don't care about your videos. They don't care about your following. They don't care what you have to say. They really don't. All they care about is keeping you on the app as long as possible. And to keep you on the app as long as possible, because if they keep you on the app as long as possible, they make money. That the app is making money. You're not the customer. You're like the product, you know, like, And the customer is who they're selling advertising to. They're selling you to advertising. And they're just designed to mess with your brain to keep you on there as long as possible.
So if I could fix one thing with that would be
right,
like,
so that was crazy.
And one would be like, as the kids get older, if I could fix one thing with adolescent parenting, it would be like, you have to give them freedom to fail.
Yeah.
So tracking your kids, like great apps where parents are tracking their kids. They know exactly where they are. They know exactly what they're doing. That, on the flip side, is like, you never give them space to fail. Life is a failure sport. I want my kids to fail in my home, not when they get out of my home. So therefore, I have to give them room to actually fail and to make mistakes, which means I'm going to find out that you didn't go where you said you were going to go, not because I tracked you, because I found out
Yeah.
because of 100 reasons, right? But it's like if you're constantly hovering over them and never giving them space to fail, boy, when they get out of your house, they'll take that freedom and just freaking go wild.
Yeah, it's a mess, man.
right?
We've seen that. I mean, you and I, this is one of the things I love about this podcast is because you and I, because of the positions and what we've done for the last however many years, right? Like
Lots of
we've been
years.
doing this a long time. We have a perspective that probably other people don't, because we get invited into the train wrecks. We are the ones who get a call from the parents who just found out about the car wreck.
Yep.
We're the ones who get a call about, this, after whoever they let know important about, like, this kid attempted suicide. And so we get to see kind of like when the train wrecks, and lovingly, like saying to people, right, like, we gotta make some changes. And I'll throw myself in there. Like, I could be better at all this stuff too, right? So,
Oh, absolutely.
but
It's just interesting. I mean, our young people are growing up over sophisticated and under mature.
yeah, and they don't know how to have conversations.
They can't look people in the eyes.
Like, we got to go back and teach them how to date.
But like I look at it, and just even, I mean, and I'm not crapping on technology again, but it's like you let your kid kill people on Fortnite for hours on end, but you won't train them to use a real gun.
Yeah,
Or
the safety of one.
Yeah, like teach them
The
how to use a gun. Or Minecraft. Kids love Minecraft because they want to build things, but you wouldn't let them use a hammer or a saw
Because they could hurt themselves.
It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It's like, again, a video game, but like, let them get on a motorcycle. Give them experiences with things that will get them hurt, because that will develop them and grow them into men and women who are independent and successful. Like, your kid should hit his hand with a hammer or cut his finger off.
Yeah.
I would rather take that risk than endless hours of over-sophisticated with technology and under-mature in basic
Life.
human skills.
Survival.
Yep.
Yeah, like just life.
So fix it.
Fix it.
Fix it.
Fix it. Okay, so here, like, just take that iPad away and let them scream for a little. Just make them do it outside in the yard.
Absolutely.
You don't got to deal with it while you're cooking
Give them
dinner.
an axe.
Kick them out of the house.
It's like, go
Give
chop
some
wood.
hammer and nails. Like,
seriously,
go fix that fence.
go. Drive these 17 nails into this board. Like,
Yeah.
kids would be better for it. I know we sound like a bunch of old men.
We
but
do.
It's like,
Everybody's like, we're out.
yeah,
No, we're not listening to this anymore.
Viewership just dropped. It's like,
It's okay. It's worth it. I care more about saying what we want to say than all that other stuff. I'm not playing the algorithm game, man.
No.
So, all right, fix it. Fix. This one might be the same. Family life. Fix one thing about family life.
Oh, just laugh. Just laugh as much as you can. I know some of you out there are not funny. Like, some of you are such duds. I get it. But like, all of us need to laugh more.
Yeah.
Life is so hard. There's so many things we're going to cry about. How do you find opportunities to goof around and laugh with your kids and in your homes? Is my home a home of laughter?
Yeah.
I think that helps spiritually, it helps emotionally, it helps mentally, everything. Just, you're taking your life too seriously. Laugh a little bit more. I make it a point to make everyone in my house laugh at least once a day. And a lot of times I'm putting my head on the pillow at 11 o'clock at night, and I'll just find something to make my wife laugh, because I didn't make her laugh that day. It's like, I'm going to make you laugh every day. And it's stupid, inappropriate, whatever, but man, laugh more.
It's huge. People take it way too seriously.
Yeah, everyone's like, seriously.
If you don't like your spouse's face, try smiling. I mean, not
I thought you were going to say something else.
not their face, like how they look, not like their appearance.
The only time
like,
you see them smile is if you turn them upside down.
like, smile.
Just come on,
Just
seriously.
have some fun.
Absolutely. What could it look like to have some fun?
I love that.
Find some game. If you're like not creative about this, find the newest game that makes people laugh, right? Do something to make it like forget it.
Or here's a way to use technology with measure, right? Like find some YouTube shorts or something, like just minimize it and do it together and put it on the big screen. So instead of everybody scrolling on their phones, put the phones away and just jump on, watch some stand-up comedy or something. Like if you can't do it yourself.
Oh my gosh, so much great comedy.
I try to make my kids and my wife laugh, and I'm like, I push a line, you know.
Of course,
like,
that's some of the fun.
Yeah. It's fun. What makes me laugh is when I go a little over the line and they look at me with judgment.
No, but they'll grow up. Your kids will grow up and think you're a rock star. Laugh, everyone.
All right, fix one thing about getting older.
Man, walk, move.
Yeah.
Just stop. Don't stop moving. So my wife has had 12 surgeries in 25 years.
Oof.
She's had a lot of medical issues. And the only thing that I see in her that's consistent through all of that stuff is she just never stops moving. Because if you stop moving, so what does it look like to, I struggle to like work out and all that jazz as I get older. But if I can walk 2 or 3 miles 5 times a week, it's like some of it is as you get older. I'm not the kind of guy that's gonna pump a ton of weights, but I can 5 times a week, 6 times a week take a walk and just keep moving. Don't stop moving.
I love it. All right, fix one thing about church. Not your church, just church in general. Yeah, maybe actually look at Jesus. What do you mean by that?
Maybe actually study the Gospels and look at how he interacts. Look at what he doesn't do. Look at what he does do. Look at what problems he tackles. Look at what problems he doesn't. Look at what he does with his culture. Look at what he does with sinful people. How he treats everyone. Look at how he handles conflict with his relationships. Look at how he does worship in church. And I think there's a lot that's missing in the church because we're studying everything but
I
Jesus.
love that, actually.
Yeah.
Actually, because you can convince yourself that you're looking at Jesus when you're actually not.
And I think Paul, who wrote a ton of the New Testament, Paul as a person informs us in incredible ways in how to act in the church. But Paul is not Jesus. So it's just like, okay, the reason Paul did what he did and wrote what he wrote, and Paul's mind and personality were different than Jesus. The only reason he did it is because he stared at Jesus. Yeah. And his life of staring at Jesus comes through in this incredible writing. But sometimes Paul's writing could limit our view of Jesus.
Yeah.
Instead of like, look at Jesus.
And then filter.
Yep.
Yeah, that thing you think is church, that's not actually Jesus.
Yeah. Yep.
That word actually. Like that messaging, those signs you see on that street protesting whatever, that's not actually Jesus.
Yep. I mean, it's rampant. So, and I one of my favorite verses that describes the person of Jesus is John 1 says, Jesus came from the Father full of grace and truth.
Yeah.
And I think the actual Jesus is 100% grace and 100% truth 100% of the time.
Yeah.
And when you try to, when you watch it happen in the Gospels, it's unbelievable because there's times he's so incredibly gracious, but it's paired with a truth that's so 100% true that people squirm.
Yeah.
But it's not like they're pushed away from it. They're magnetized to it.
Oh, yeah.
So if I could be that way and our church could be that way, it would look like people can't believe you love them so much and you're not worried about offending them.
Yeah.
You're just...
And it's uncomfortable, but in all the good.
In the best ways.
In the ways we need it to be and want it to be.
Yes. Because it's so hopeful. It's so truthful and anchoring.
Not in the awkward, hurtful kind of ways.
So I don't know if we could fix the church. If I could fix myself, be like, what would it look like for Joe to live 100% grace, 100% truth, 100% of the time in my neighborhood?
Actually, Jesus.
Like that's...
You should write a book. That should be the title.
Actually, Jesus. Like, actually.
Actually. I love that. All right. We get to see a lot of death, and we do a lot of funerals.
I told you my suit smells like funeral.
Yeah. That's one thing I don't think... That's a hard thing to explain to people, unless they're funeral directors. You know, like, because most people go to a handful of funerals in their lifetime. Some of those people mean the whole world to them. Some of them mean a little, you know, have a meaningful relation. Some of them, you know, they go because they feel like they need to support somebody.
Yep.
But it's not a lot. We do a lot with a lot of walking side by side with the people who are hurt most, which gives us, I think, a perspective that brings this question. Fix one thing about death, funerals, like the whole.
Let's go. This is my favorite one so far.
Is it really?
Yeah. I'm not speaking about right or wrong, sin or not sin, biblical or not biblical. Just practice. Do away with cremation.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I think we're sanitizing death out of our society. So we've removed food, the processing of meat. Well, unless you're in the Skook. Where you live, you guys process meat. But like where I live in Allentown, it's like you don't see where meat comes from. You never see the animal grow and then be fattened
butchered,
up
right,
and then butchered and then it's on the table that night.
Yeah.
So it's like you don't see death in a very practical way in the city or more, you know.
Yeah.
And now you go, like, if you ask young people, when was the last time they went to a funeral and saw an open casket?
It's been a while.
By the time you and I were 20, I guarantee you, because society wasn't cremating as much. And I'm not saying cremation is wrong. It's not biblical, unbiblical.
Right, yeah.
It's just, I think it's sanitizing death out of our society in a way where everyone's like, let's make death practical. It's like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
It saves a lot of money, but you don't actually see it. Versus in history, you know, someone would die and they would literally, like, the viewing or the wake was at your house.
Yeah.
You'd put the body on the dining room table.
Yeah.
Everybody in the family, young and old, will come and touch that thing, and you know death is real.
Yeah.
Well, now you even go to a funeral. There's no body. You never see death.
Yeah.
Where in our society do our young people and old people see death? Nowhere. But death is a destiny of every man and every woman.
Man. Everybody thinks about it every day.
So I would like my family is like, you will bury, like, I want open casket. I want a tombstone. Like, I just think there's something about seeing it that helps you to live your life to the full.
And if you ask any funeral director, they talk about, I need to get one on here probably. But
That would be awesome, yeah.
you know, like the process has been an important piece of the grieving process for humanity and people for a long time. And I talked to one guy who, his biggest thing after COVID was like, we have screwed with the process of people grieving so much because of these changes that it is causing hurt we can't see. And it is extending these issues for people that are grieving that. It's hurting the process. And, you know, like, I don't know the stats and I don't have somebody to check the stats, but I know a significant amount of opioid addiction is triggered by trying to cope with the loss of somebody close to you. I think you probably seen that enough to, I think that's I forget where I heard that and there was a number attached to it, but I'll have to look it up and make sure I'm right on that. But like so maybe I'll just speak from personal experience. A lot of people I know that have struggled with that specific. So anything we can do to help people process and cope and grieve in a healthy way.
So you find out in the way most modern society is now, you find out someone that you love died. Certainly if you're close enough to the family, you might actually see the body. But then it gets whisked away
Yeah.
And the next time you see it, it's in an urn.
Yeah.
And it's like, did that really happen? And I love what you're talking about. It's like, what have we short-circuited in the grieving process? Because every human that I've been with in these horrible situations, the last thing they want to do is see the body, but it is so important because it helps them to get a level of closure that this is not just like here today, gone tomorrow. It's like, no, this was a real person. You can see it, feel it, touch it, and there's something missing.
Yeah.
There's a piece of them that's not there, but there's a piece of them that is there. And it's like, there's something so healthy about that process that helps people move past it.
Yeah.
But if we sanitize it and almost like short circuit that, and I think again, because of a typical Western mindset of efficiency and economics, which is like, if cremation costs the same
Yeah.
as burials, would we do it? Maybe.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not making a moral statement.
Right.
I'm just saying, what is it doing
To the process.
So if I could fix it, it'd be like cremation and burial are the same price. Now decide what you want to do.
And if you are doing cremation, you probably need to take advantage of the opportunity that the funeral home is giving you to go be with the body.
Yep, I think. I know that's
And-
but this is so interesting. It's one of the reasons why we're talking. It's like the only ones we talk to about death like this is other pastors
Yeah.
and funeral. I mean, I have some of the
Right.
greatest conversations
for
with
real.
funeral directors.
So I had, like I've kissed my brother's head after he died in a car accident. I've held my mom and dad's hand as they passed away. It's hard. It's hard to see the body, but there's also this. But it's also, I'm really also grateful for that part. And one of the things I'm most grateful for is that when you look, I saw you not too long after my dad passed away. We're sitting in there, my two brothers, like we're all that's left of my family, and we're around the hospital bed where my father has just passed away. We had been with him for an extended period of time, and they come in and they look and they say, "Would you like some more time with your dad?" And it was instant. That's not my dad. There's something about seeing that person where and I think if you're looking open, if you're even if you're not Christian, but if you're looking open and not trying to shut the door to it, when you see that body, the soul is not there. That is not them.
Absolutely.
And that is powerful stuff. And all three of us were like, yeah, man, that's my dad's body. That's not my dad. Like, his soul is alive and it's not here.
Yep. And okay, so when you get that experience, what does that do for you in living? Like, how does that change how you live?
Oh man, so in a lot of ways. One, you understand how fragile life is, and it helps you appreciate, I think, life a lot more. Two, it reminds, and probably most importantly, it reminds me like this. The most important part is it's good to take care of everything, right? Like take care of your body, but like the most important part of me is my soul. That's who I am. I better take care of that. I better make sure that's right. Like I want to connect my soul to the souls of the people I love around me, not just live like an existence where it's just an exchange of time and saying things, and like let's connect on a real deeper, intimate level. And I want to take care of this thing that is me. That is me. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, in what spaces in our society do we look directly at immortality or talk about immortality? It's, again, this has nothing to do with your religious beliefs. It's not, you've got two pastors talking about this, but it's sort of fact. This is concrete stuff. There's something immortal about us.
Yeah.
That what was missing, like his mortality was here, his mortal, physical, but his immortal part that will live forever wasn't. What spaces do we have where we actually engage those conversations? Because that is true for every single person, regardless of what you feel or what you believe. So it's like, that's what I would fix about death, is like the ability, or, funerals, the ability to look at our immortality and embrace it and think about it and process it and see, how does that impact how I live now?
Yeah.
Super fun.
I got one more fix it.
Let's go.
Fix one thing. This one's a lot easier. It's a little lighter than the last one. Fix one thing about the calendar.
Oh my gosh, daylight's freaking savings time.
What
is the stupidest?
Okay. I agree. So dumb. Let me clarify my question.
Okay, good.
Fix one thing about the calendars of people.
Oh,
not like the official calendar. Not like,
I
hate President's Day. Get that crap out of here.
Well, daylight savings time should go away forever. Yeah. That's the dumbest. Fix one. Oh, yeah. I think, what does it look like to just take time alone in the woods? I would probably say to myself and my family and the people I love the most, like, do you just walk alone in the woods? Be quiet, whether it's go hunting in the woods. How do we find space in our crazy world to just be alone and quiet? I mean, numerous philosophers and religious leaders have said, if we had 10 minutes of silence every day as humans, where we turned our phones off, where we turned lights off, like, just what does it look like to just be alone and still?
Yeah.
I'm trying to pursue that more and finding it just tremendously grounding. It doesn't fix everything, but it just grounds you in what matters most, just to be alone and quiet. And for me, it just means walking in the woods by myself. So going back to this stuff, it's like physical. It's like, if I'm going to walk, I'm going to walk in the woods by myself.
Everywhere you go, people have like AirPods in their ears.
I know now.
Everywhere.
It's like, even people working, they're working. I'm like, I thought you were here to, I don't even know. I guess I thought you were here to serve whatever need the customers had, but no, you're you're multitasking. You're listening to a podcast,
right,
and waiting on tables. Like, awesome. I guess you're smarter than me.
But also, you're missing out. You're missing out on the sounds.
What would you change about a calendar?
I'd probably take a day, like, for the family that would be off limits. I don't do this. We don't do this. I don't even know how we get there. Like, for anybody else, like, it's just whatever. Yeah. You and your people. It's you and your people day.
Your clan.
It's impossible because there's so many things going on. But like, maybe it's possible to batch out like a shorter period of time. But like, life is busy and crazy, and people are running around, and some of that's a lot of fun. Like, it's fun doing things, watching your kids do things they're great at and love to do, like sports and whatever. That's fun. But also, we've gotten so like carried away. Mm-hmm. It used to be Sunday, even if you weren't going to church.
Yeah.
Was a day where you just didn't do much. Like people picnicked and ate brunch, maybe golfed, but it was late. It was a lazy day. When's the last time you had just a lazy day? I mean, you were on sabbatical, so you had a lot, but
we're pastors. We only work one day a week.
That's what people think. That brings me to the next question, right? Pet peeves. What are some pet peeves that you have about what people think about what we do? Or about just what we do?
Well, the thing is, most of the pet peeves about what people think we do are true.
Really?
For most pastors.
Like what?
I absolutely think there's pastors that do not work hard. I absolutely believe there's pastors. The reason the caricatures are out there is there's pastors that take advantage of the fact that they don't have accountability.
Yeah.
And they don't have to come to work on time, and they don't have to grind, and they just, I just have some things and people I care about, and I can study the Bible and and download a talk from Wick Warren and give it to whomever. And it's like, I unfortunately, I think there are, some of the caricatures of true. And the reason why people think it is because there's people that are like that in this industry. And it's like, okay, so, just a qualifier, I feel like there's definitely pastors who do not grind.
Yeah.
They can be lazy. They take advantage of the system.
Take advantage of people.
Take advantage of people's generosity and kindness. It's like, that's absolutely true in some of the guys that you and I have both worked with. And they're ambitionless, like no ambition. No, like, get up and get going and let's get this done together. Let's fix or solve the world's problems. There's absolutely directionless, rudderless, lazy pastors.
Somebody said it. Finally, somebody said it.
Well, I mean, I don't mean it to be a
No.
douche. It's just, I think it's true.
It's true, and it's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's fixable.
Oh, I just smashed your microphone.
That's
with this
okay.
water bottle.
You're angry.
I mean, I know that's not a popular thing, but it's definitely one of those things where it's just not a career. You don't choose this. God chooses you to do it, and I'm going to do it with all my might.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to settle. I was just having a conversation with one of my friends about this. It's like, if you see a problem in ministry, do you fix it or do you just let it be a problem?
Yeah.
It's like, no. If you are working as an auto mechanic and there's a problem, you don't settle, you fix it.
You fix it.
As a pastor, if you see a problem in your congregation, or there's a problem that's like, well, we don't have the money, or we don't have the time to fix it, or there's people that are going to resist it, then people just like, oh yeah, I guess we can't. It's like, what? Fix the problem.
Yeah.
Like, do something. So, pet peeve about just reality of ministry, or you're like, I don't care where you go.
I don't care where you go.
I think people definitely think I have it together.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't have it together. I'm struggling just like you are. I struggle to love people. I struggle to like people. I struggle to trust God.
Yeah.
Doubts, anxieties, fears, days that I can't stand going to my job, but I have to do it anyway.
Yeah.
And just the grind of it, and times that I hate that about myself. Like,
Yeah.
I'm so thankful for all that our church family has done for me. And yet there's times I feel entitled.
Yeah.
Like I deserve more or better. So I think people think our families have it together, that we have it together. And it's like, no, we don't. We're just we're the lead screw ups.
Yeah, I love that.
We're screw ups, and we're trying, hopefully leaning in to being the men God wants us to be. And yeah, we're going to be honest about our failures, but not try to pretend like we have it good together. There's not a class system in Christianity ever. We're always equally sinful. We're equally train wrecks, right?
Yeah.
And like, there's not like this class, and that absolutely happens in the church, where it's like, there's the super spiritual, or the ones that are more elite, or the superhero influencer or rock star. It's like, no, we're all just trying to figure it out and honor Jesus as we do it.
Yeah. It's messy. And I think that's where the beauty is also found, though. And it's also why it's so important for pastors to be transparent and authentic about the journey, and not to pretend.
I mean, it's huge. I mean, we've talked about this before, but we say this to our congregations all the time. And again, I don't mean to be critical of other pastors, but it's like, I say to my people all the time, don't trust me.
Yeah.
I'm going to disappoint you. I'm going to let you down. I'm going to mess up. There's things I'm going to say that are wrong. Put your trust in Jesus. He's the only one that won't disappoint you.
Yeah.
He won't let you down.
Yeah.
But if you project on me perfection, or I'm going to get it right, and I have no wiggle room to get it wrong, I'm going to let you down, and then you're going to think that I represent the church,
Yeah.
and then you're going to hit the eject button and walk away.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to tell you out of the gate, I'm going to let you down, but Jesus won't.
So will the church. Don't
Oh
trust
my
the church
gosh.
either. Trust Jesus. Like, your trust, your hope is only as big as what you place it in, And if you're placing it in a pastor or in a church, way too small.
Yeah.
Way too small.
Yep. Yeah,
It's a mess. And hopefully a healthy church is being honest about the mess and pursuing Jesus and trying to live actually like him and create a community that is actually like I believe in church. I believe in the importance of the community that Jesus gave us for this journey. I think it's super important. And it helps us, but it also can hurt when not done right. So a healthy church is like one that is actually trying to live out relationships with each other in pursuit of him the way Jesus would want to model it for us.
Yeah, I like that, because there's a lot of in any industry, right? There's all kinds of writing and podcasts and research and books and blah, 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 about what church health is.
Yeah.
But you put your finger on something that's probably the most important. It's like healthy churches are honest about their dysfunction.
Yeah. You don't have to hide it. Yeah.
No. There's no reason to.
No. I'm sure that because you and I are both on this together, that we're also going to get some listeners that are outside of my normal crew, and there's probably going to be some church leaders that are listening. And so if that's you, man, like, just want to encourage you that you can be you, like, and you don't have to pretend.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, let's get into the feels a little bit.
The what?
The feels.
I'm not sure where you're going to take this, but let's go. I'm riding shotgun.
Have you had a moment in like ministry that really changed you, like emotionally, how you look at life? Just one of those moments where something just really changed your perspective, changed your life, changed how you view people?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think grew up in a home that I was definitely loved, but I was definitely abused, and that carries into everything you do. So probably the most defining moment in my life as an adult is realizing I wasn't all the things that my dad said about me, and I was actually intelligent, and I actually did have something to offer the world. But that's exactly the opposite of everything he raised me to think and believe about myself. And so I carried that into, like, I was carrying this brokenness and this abuse into all these places that I was serving, and got to a point where I wanted to hit the eject button and wanted to commit suicide, because it was like, if people really knew who I was, that I'm a failure as a pastor, I'm a failure as a person, I'm a horrible dad. And it was all this stuff going on inside me from when I was the littlest kid, my earliest memories of the things that my dad did and said to me. And at 38 years old, I'm still dealing with that, and it's impacting being afraid to go anywhere. It's spiking my anxiety. Everything on the outside looks great for Joe Henseler, but on the inside, I'm scared. I'm hiding. I'm sitting alone in the dark and not talking to anyone and telling anyone that I'm struggling, because if they really knew who Joe was, they would know he's a fraud. He's a terrible dad, a terrible husband, a terrible pastor. And it's just bringing that into the light, talking with some trusted friends, and, just not continue, like, getting to a point where it was so dark that if I didn't talk about it with someone and tell someone, then I wouldn't be here today. And it's like that safety to find a couple people to share it with, and then for them to be patient with me and loving with me, not throw me away for what I was feeling and experiencing, allowing me to figure it out and work it out, but knowing I wasn't hiding. It was like I was being really transparent, and they weren't going, well, that disqualifies you from being a dad or a father or a pastor. It's like, no, they were patient with me, and they got me the mental health that I needed. And I found a therapist who changed my life. Yeah. And like revolutionized how I think. And I wasn't stupid, but I actually was intelligent and capable. And it was like, everybody on the outside probably thought that I was intelligent and capable, except for me.
Yeah. Well, you were intelligent and capable,
but I didn't believe it.
It was just that lie.
I couldn't see that, and I couldn't believe that. And this therapist helped me, walking me through some of this over time, to get to the point where I remember probably one of the greatest moments of my life. He just led me down this path, and he told me, and I didn't even see it coming because I was so blind to this. He gave me a homework assignment, and he said, I want you to research IQ. And I said, do you want me to take an IQ test? He said, no, I don't want you to take an IQ test. I just want you to research what goes into an IQ test. And I said, okay. So the next time I saw him, he was like, okay, did you take an IQ test? I said, nope, you told me not to, but I could tell you this and this and this, and this is what it does, and this is what they measure, and these are the scores. And he looked at me and he said, so what's your IQ? I'm like, I don't know. I didn't take a test. And he was like, no, what's your IQ? You don't need to take a test to tell me what your IQ is. I said, no. He goes, no, I want you to. And I like had to stop and like, well, based on this and this and this, like I probably in this range. And he was like, did you hear yourself? Like, do you hear you're objectively looking at yourself and looking at the standard, and you're not even needing a test, and you're telling you, and he's just like, again, just this process of helping me to self-discovery.
Yeah.
And he's like, and you're emotionally intelligent, and you're spiritually intelligent, and you're organizationally intelligent, and it was like literally like someone opened up the shades and there was bright sunlight on my face for the first time.
It's amazing.
That's like, I'm smart. And I told my wife, and she's like, you idiot. I've been telling you that for years, but you have to pay a shrink to tell you to research IQ.
But still, we need that voice that's outside
gosh.
to show us like the things that we can't see, that we don't necessarily believe from the people that are trying to tell us.
Yeah, it was wild. So that was just life altering, and that just changes how I see myself as a dad and a pastor and a person and a neighbor. It's like I'm not carrying around this 3,000-pound weight of you're stupid, worthless, you're not worth anything, you have nothing to contribute to the world. That's what I'm feeling, and now it's like that is gone.
Yeah.
Because of good mental health and God's help. Like God helped me with that, and a great therapist.
Yeah. I'm so happy you had that, because you are such a good dad, such a good pastor, such a good man, like such a good friend. Like you are all those things. And it's just crazy. Like we carry that weight around so much, those voices from our past, those things that have been wired into us. And it's really hard to let those things go. And there's people right now listening to this that are exhausted and maybe don't even know why. It's because they've been carrying around this bag of lies.
Yeah. It's not like this isn't even spiritual junk.
No.
This is just like, my goodness, wounded people wound people.
Yeah.
So my dad, I'm not throwing my dad under the bus, because I remember having a conversation with him before he died.
Yeah.
It was like, I know why you abused me, because you were abused.
Yeah.
And because you were abused, you abused me. And it's like, I love you. Like that's Jesus. 100% grace, 100% truth, 100% of the time. It's like you can name your abuse.
Yeah.
You can hold it accountable, and you don't have to throw the human being away and treat them and cancel them.
Right.
Right? It's like there's possibilities for boundaries and grace and truth. But it's like to be able to look at my dad and like, we're more alike than we are different.
Yeah.
I was abused because you abused me, and you were abused because your dad abused you.
Yeah.
And it's like, we can end this now. Like we have the strength and the power.
And you did.
I mean, we were working on it, right?
Come on,
it's like,
man.
I
get
I'm
it.
sure
like, nobody's perfect, but yeah, you broke that chain.
I mean, I think what's fun is being able to talk to my three sons about this honestly and openly, and that's helped a lot to be able to take away the generational stuff that can happen. And that's why, like, if there's somebody out there listening to this, it's like you could think you're strong enough to overcome things that happened to you when you were 6 or 8 or 3 or as a teenager. But those first 18 years are so developmentally important, and you're not going to be able to overcome that by yourself.
I would even add, you probably don't even understand the full weight of how that has affected you.
Yeah, so this is not psychobabble. This is not Christianity. This is just truth.
Yeah.
It's like, get some help.
Yeah.
The strongest thing you could do is ask for help.
Yeah, and you don't have to keep carrying that.
Yep.
You don't have to keep carrying it. And you don't have to give up either. Like,
and you don't have to throw people away.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like the pendulum doesn't have to swing to the people in your life are the worst ever. And you need boundaries, but you don't need to cancel them. Right?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you like don't care about people anymore and just cancel everyone because I was hurt. It's like, no, that's not right either.
Maybe there's this piece in here that I'm just playing with this now, but like there's maybe this piece to finding some health is about really seeing yourself and then really seeing other people. Like finally coming to a moment where you see that you aren't all those things. And you're also seeing your real weaknesses too, because nobody's perfect.
No.
And then seeing the other person for who they are and what's made them who they are and their brokenness and their faults and all the wrong, but then also the the good stuff too.
Yeah.
And then
that's huge. I mean, I go back to our friendship. I think part of the reason we're able to have a friendship is like, I see your pluses and your minuses.
Yeah.
Right. And you see you're not elevating me to all pluses like idolatry. Right. But you're also not throwing me away.
Yeah.
If we could actually see each other.
I remember the first time we had known each other a little bit, and we went on a trip to Florida together to a conference as a part of this team. And I remember the first time I was scared. Like we were sitting there relaxing, having a beverage, and eating some, I don't know I think the Mexican food experience came later, which is a whole nother experience. But, and we were at we were outside restaurant, and 1 minute we're talking about trying to find a bat for your boy, a baseball bat, right? And then like the next minute I'm like sharing stuff that I'm like, this means that Joe and I are no longer going to be friends because I'm a pastor and I'm sharing this stuff with him, and he's probably going to go, yeah, dude, what's wrong with this guy? And you never did that, right? Like you just sat there in it and told me it was okay. The parts that were okay, and, you know, just accepted who I was and sat in that grace and truth with me. And yeah, so I remember that.
So interesting. Like, so to go back to what you said, it's like this authenticity that anybody listening to us right now knows, like, you have pluses and minuses.
Yeah.
Or you're on crack, which some of you might be.
And that's a minus.
Which is
in the minus category.
That's in the minus category. But, you know, it's like at the end of the day, you know that intrinsically.
Yeah.
And what would it be like to step into that and be able to be honest with yourself about your pluses and minuses?
Yeah.
Will help you be honest with your family and friends about their pluses and minuses, and see people for who they really are. And if you don't want to be canceled, don't cancel somebody else because of their minuses, right? Like, I don't want somebody because of who I am to just throw me away.
Right.
So don't throw other people away because of their minuses. And it just allows us to, I think, see each other and step towards people instead of, you know, you got to have an issue with everyone because they don't get it right. It's like the only one that gets it right is Jesus. Actually, 100% of the time.
Actually. So anything you want to leave us with?
Yeah, I respect the fact that you're trying with this podcast to engage a broad audience, and I get excited about a broad audience, like whether someone is Muslim listening to this, whether they're an atheist or agnostic, whether they're Pentecostal, Methodist, Jewish, Unitarian, or totally like, I don't even know how I listen to this.
Yeah.
It's like the Jesus of the Bible is so much better than what I can make him out to be, or what any church could make him out to be, or any pastor.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's just like wherever you are in your spiritual journey and wherever you are in your life journey, the Jesus that I know loves you a ton.
Yeah.
And it's like, it just gets me excited to engage anyone and everyone with the truth. And it's like, no sales pitch. Check out Jesus in the Gospels and see what you think. And then I'd love to talk about it.
The actual Jesus.
The actual.
Love it, man. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
It's always been good.
For sure.
Always good. Well, everybody, thanks for being here for this episode of the I'm Here For It podcast. Man, what an awesome conversation. I hope it was encouraging to you and that you've taken something out of it. Whatever you got going on in life, we're here for it. My guests are here for it. And I cannot wait to see you on the next episode. Later. Thanks for tuning in to the I'm Here For It podcast. Just a quick reminder, the thoughts and opinions shared on this show are our own. They don't necessarily represent the thoughts and opinions of our employers, our places of business, our families, or maybe even people that don't want to be associated with us anymore. And honestly, sometimes we even question our own thoughts and opinions after these shows have aired. We're not doctors, therapists, lawyers, experts in anything except maybe overthinking things. Well, maybe some of our guests are some of those things, but for real, this podcast is not about offering you professional or therapeutic help. We're just here having fun. It's for entertainment purposes and maybe a little bit of education. Yeah, we hope it can make your life better and make you smile and encourage you a little bit. But seriously, this is more like a group chat that you didn't know you needed. So don't take anything too seriously from us without at least double checking it with someone who actually knows stuff. Stay kind, stay curious, and no matter how weird it gets, we're here for it.